All right, we are back at Lake Elsinore Casino, or the lake as it's referred to by the locals here, and we're in for our usual 300. Here we look down at King, King, Queen, 6, single suited in the big blind. There's a middle position raised to 20, there's a caller, and then a late position 3-bet to 90. And here I decided to fold. I believe if I had better kings, such as King, King, Queen 10, King, King, Queen, Jack, double suited, then you can call, but usually calling 3-bets with kings, especially kings like this that aren't the best, it's not going to be a great idea. Here we look down at Queen, Queen, 9-2, double suited on the button. There's a limp, middle position player makes it 20. I go ahead and call, then the small blind 3-bets to 90. It ends up folding back to me, and this player is pretty tight. He's usually not going to raise loose unless it's going to be from later position. Usually when people are 3-betting from small blind and big blind where they're going to be at a disadvantage throughout the rest of the hand, it's usually going to be pretty strong. So I decided to fold here. Let me know what you guys think. Here we look down at Ace, Queen, 9-8, double suited in the small blind. There is a middle position open to 20. There's a caller. I go ahead and call, and the big blind calls. So we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes Jack, 9-3 with 2 spades. I check, the big blind leads for 60. Other players fold, and back to me, I decide to fold. And I know a lot of people are going to probably think that's way too tight. But when you look at this flop and you look at my hand, I mean, what do I really want on the turn? I mean, a 10 would give me the second nuts, a spade would give me the third nuts, a 9, maybe gives me the best hand. But the only problem with hands like this is you really don't know where you're at. Having, second and third best hands is not going to usually work too well in PLO. You're looking for the nuts, and everything else is going to usually get you in trouble. So we go a while real time without really getting much until we look down at King, King, Queen, Jack, single suited in the cutoff. We have a middle position open. It's usually a tighter player, but he's been opening a little wider. I decided to 3-bet to 60, folds back to him, and he ends up making the call. Flop comes Queen, 9-2 with 2 hearts. When he checks to me, only one move to make. I push for my remaining $80, and he calls. So we're going to a run out. Turn brings a 3 of spades. River brings a 7 of diamonds. So it looks like a pretty safe run out for me. I turn over my hand. He says, I think you're good, but he turns over his hand. He has 10-8, 6-4. So he had a flush draw and a gutter, but he missed everything, so we're good. So here we look down at Ace, Queen, 8-3, double suited in the small blind. There's a couple limps. I decide to check, and the big blind checks. We're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes Ace, Queen, 2, and my hand strength is pretty well disguised, so I decided to try to check and hopefully check raise, but no one obliges, everyone checks through, so we're going to a turn. Turn brings a 10, and now I gotta try to get a little value, so I bet 15, and we get 1 caller, so we're going to a river. River brings a king, and can't really do anything here besides check. He checks back, and we turn over our hand, and we're good. So here we look down at Ace, Ace, 7-3 rainbow in the small blind. There's a limp, then the middle position player makes it 25. The button, who is the same player who called my all-in when I had the King, King, Queen, Jack earlier, he decides to make it 90. And I think it's a pretty straightforward shove here. He's obviously showing that he's willing to mix it up, even though my aces aren't that great. I go ahead and shove for 280, and he's the only player that calls, so we're going heads up to a run out. Flop comes 7-4-3, all hearts. Turn brings a 10 of spades, and the river brings a jack of hearts. So not the greatest board, but I had turned over my aces previously. Then he actually says, you have another heart. I say no. He turns over his hand, and we are no good. So we take a short break before buying in our second $300 bullet, and we look down at Ace, Ace, King 9 double suited under the gun in a straddled pot. We go ahead and make it 40. We end up getting 3 callers behind, and we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes Queen 10-6 with 2 clubs, and I decide to lead out for 105. Then the player to my left goes ahead and makes it 400. There's a short stack that calls all in behind, and then of course I'm happy to call off from my remaining chips as well. So we're going 3 ways to a run out. Turn brings an ace of hearts, so could be a good card for me. Then the river brings another 10. It does complete the backdoor flush, but obviously I fill up, so it shouldn't be an issue. And before I can even turn over my hand, my opponent says, I got the royal, and turns over King Jack of Hearts. So, yep, not going to be able to beat a royal flush, and it's kind of a crappy way to end the session. What's up, guys? Wayne back here with you. So again, the run bad continues. Obviously, I was in for 600, out for 0. Started out slow, just kind of got whittled down to the $140, and then I ended up doubling up with the kings, and then aces. I got it all in against double suited kings. He flops a flush right away. Couldn't fill up on the river, and then we get the aces hand, the last hand there, double suited aces. Flopped enough flush draw with a straight draw, get it in against a lower flush draw and an open-ended. He ends up hitting a royal flush. So not really much you could do there. As I mentioned a couple sessions ago, as good as I ran in the first 8 sessions, I've ran just as bad in these last bunch of sessions. So not much you could do there. Again, that's, as they say, that's poker. You try to get it in good, you try to play the best you can. Hopefully your hand can hold. If not, it is what it is. So if you guys enjoyed it, please hit the like and subscribe button. If your viewing experience could have been better, please let me know how down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.